Hey guys, welcome back. This is Shanna with Making Everyday Magic. Today, just want to chat with you. Some days are really hard. Before we go any further, guys, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. It helps to support me and my channel to grow the group here, and we appreciate that. As the thumbnail suggests, and as this video has already started, some days are hard. I have a lovely cup of hot tea, and I've decided that we're all friends here. So I am just going to chat with you because, quite honestly, I need the cathartic experience that this will be. It has been a doozy around here lately. An absolute heck of a time. Fortunately for my family, it hasn't been as bad as it has for many people, but it's just been hard lately. Hard is the best description that I can give these, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, year. It's been a year. You all know it's been a year. So since I've been riding the struggle bus this week, I just felt like it might be a good thing to share to show that even though it may seem differently through a screen, through a filter, that life is hard. Sometimes life is hard for everyone. Some days are just hard. Granted, I feel like we're going on about 21 of those days in a row. Some days are hard. Now, when I recognize that I feel myself whizzing out of control, when I feel myself getting overwhelmed, when I feel myself not maintaining the correct emotional structure that suits my person the best, when I feel things starting to fall out of place, I try very hard to bring it back in. And there's a few things that I do that I think might be helpful because they're not the traditional thought process on that. Most of them are very, very simple. But once I've done them, this is Friday, guys. Do I feel like I'm still riding the bus? Yes. But this time I feel like I'm driving it. So that is a step up from just clinging to the back fender and hoping for the best. I feel like this could be beneficial to maybe to one of you, but it's going to make me feel good for having said it. And that is really, it's entirely selfish, my reason for sharing this, because some days are just hard. So let's start with the backstory. This is the end of February. It is a Friday. Last week in my area, in all of Texas, to be honest, in my area of Texas, we had the worst winter storm, definitely of my life, also of my parents' life. And my grandfather, who said he's been in Texas for 60 years, has never seen or known anything like this. And he is from the north where they have like real winters, because we don't have that. So the entire state just really, and a good portion of the country, guys, it wasn't just here, really walloped with a winter storm. And we lost power. We didn't lose water. We lost water pressure a bit, but we were scared of the pipes freezing. So we kept shutting it off and letting it drain out so that we would kind of mitigate having a busted pipe in our house, which so many of our friends and family have. We have hardly any family or friends that were able to stay in their homes. My sweet, wonderful cousin, guys, she just had a baby. She was coming home from the hospital on Sunday from having a C-section with her third baby, and they couldn't get groceries or supplies and lost power and wound up having to leave their home and go stay with someone else who lost power. I'm right outside of Houston. We are very close to the beach. We are very, very, very familiar with natural disasters, guys. This place floods catastrophically, like once a year. There are tornadoes and hurricanes. There are many times that we lose power. But this was such an extreme situation, having no electricity. We only didn't have it for 36 hours, guys, and we were on the low end of the scale for people who didn't have it. I have friends who went days without power, and it's so extreme with the temperatures, guys, that I think they said 16 people in Harris County, which is where Houston is located. We're in the county next door. 16 people froze to death in a place where we can go whole winters without ever hitting 32 degrees. And people froze to death. 16 of them, some of them in their homes, in a place that is designed to protect and keep you safe and warm and cozy, and they froze to death. This has been just a lot. So all of this to say, last week was just a hell of a week, okay? It was like a week that where life kind of, it felt like almost like it paused, like nothing happened, but simultaneously the 1 week felt like 4 weeks. So we went 36 hours without power. Super fortunate. Guys, my kids did not complain at all, which is amazing. We did our best. The lowest that my house temperature got was 58. Downstairs, we had the girls sleeping downstairs. Everybody was down and close. We do have a gas fireplace. So blessed. I feel like I deserve a merit badge because I cooked chili, like from frozen meat from scratch in a cast iron skillet on a fire, pioneer woman style. I was able to boil water and make oatmeal. So first of all, I feel super handy, right? Like if you need somebody in a crazy situation, this girl right here. But my kids were wonderful. It was like a fun experience to pile 72 blankets onto themselves, sleeping on the couch so that they could be close to mommy and daddy in the central room with fire and heat. And okay, and then the grocery stores were empty again. And then when water did come back, people had to boil it. And then we didn't, fortunately, or there was no water pressure, or we are so blessed that we did not have pipes burst in our house and ruin everything. We have a broken pipe in the yard. So we have been waiting to get a plumber out, but we do have water and it's not an emergency. And I totally get that. I totally get that, guys. My situation is not bad, right? This is a minor inconvenience for me. I get that. It was outside of our house. Thank everybody. It was outside. But it's just one of those things. So the stress of last week, first of all, it took until probably Wednesday of this week before I didn't just feel tired. Because it's just been, what's going to happen? Is it going to go on? You're sleeping in the night, but if you hear things like, is the fire okay? Are the pipes okay? Is something okay? Is everything okay? Did the power come back on? Did the power go back out? Like, whew, it's been rough. Just so hard. And I'm not alone, guys. This is the whole damn state of Texas, the big one. So this week started out hard, still tired, still exhausted. And I don't know if you're this way, but I know I'm this way. If I am down, if I'm under the weather, if I'm under emotional stress, it seems to compound, right? Like you seem to fixate on the things. So I wasn't sleeping well. And then I was thinking about all 57,000 of the things that I need to do. Like I need to look at curriculum. There's a pipe in the yard. There's, what do I need to do with this? Oh yeah, my business is my other business shipping out things is as busy as it has been in a year because of the pandemic. Right? So it is the busiest it's been in a year, which is great unless your entire city is frozen and there's no mail running and you don't have power to get through orders. And every single one of my customers was so understanding and amazing because I tried to be proactive and reach out to them and just let them know, oh, hey, the world's ending here. So let me get back to you. Everyone was wonderful, but it's just all these things, right? And I'm piling on. I am tired. So recognize this. Probably Monday, I recognized this. And I was like, okay, so here we go. Here to the helpful portion where it's not just me whining. The helpful portion, the things that I did. The very first thing that I did is I realized that I am successful when I get up early. I feel more successful. I feel more productive when I get up early. I also am more calm when I get up early. Because one of the downsides of this, guys, I've been so stressed. I am snapping like crazy at everyone. My poor sweet husband and my poor children, who, by the way, also have all of these issues. So they're also extra snippy and stressed and tired and worn out and exhausted and carrying all this weight. So this serves no one. So I try really hard to recognize that when everything is going crazy, I'm in control. I am in control of this house. I can fix this. It starts with me. It really does, right? Because you're the glue. It may not, I'm not trying to be mean, but there tends to be one person in the house who just really is the Velcro holding this whole ship together. And that, my friends, is me. My husband is wonderful and super helpful and great and fantastic. The kids have an issue, they run first to mom. It just is what happens here. So I recognize that I need to get myself under control. I need to feel in control because that helps me. The very first thing that I did is I realized I need to get up early. Getting up early changes my whole day. So how do I do that? Well, I gotta be getting decent sleep because if I'm not getting decent sleep, then it's really hard to get up early. So I started, cutting back any caffeinated drinks earlier, making sure I wasn't having a drink in the evening because the alcohol really does affect my sleep patterns. Making sure that the TV is turned off, that everything is calm. I'm taking a really nice hot shower. I'm smelling lavender, doing those things that help me to get better sleep. And it took a few days, but I did get back into the rhythm of feeling really tired and ready for sleep when it came bedtime instead of stressing. Then the next thing that I did is I made a list. All the things that are floating around in my brain that for some reason require an amount of attention and effort from my brain, because quite honestly, the best way that I have found to describe this is that I don't have the bandwidth, right? Like I'm like an internet service provider. I do not have the bandwidth to support all of this function that's going on. I can't. I literally cannot do it and maintain sanity. So I made the list of all the things. And the first thing that I did is I scratched off all of the things that I don't have control over. Do we have a pipe in the yard right now about 20 feet from where I'm sitting that is leaking water? Yes. Have I called 5 different plumbers to come out and handle it? Yes. Are we on the wait list for all of them? Yes. Is there a single thing that I can do in the meantime? There's not, short of me heading out there and digging it up and fixing the problem myself. That's it. I've done what I can do. So guess what? That doesn't deserve to be taking up space in my brain. It doesn't deserve to be taking focus in my brain. It doesn't get to continue to give me stress and take up some of that bandwidth that could go more productively to other things. So one of the many things that I marked off this list because I actually have control of that. It's one of those things that you feel like you have some sort of control over because there's a mild action you can or did take. But beyond that, it's really out of my control. Right off my list, guys. I have been waiting on an answer about a birthday party for my kid that's not going to have a birthday party until June. Why am I giving that space? I've decided, not yet, buddy. It does not need to be done this week. Okay? It just does not. I'm thinking about curriculum choices for the spring. Guess what? That doesn't need to be coming up right now either. I have made a list of the things that I do want to change, and I'm planning on filming that video immediately after this one. Oh, that's the other thing, is the filming plan. Yep, I need that. Oh, hey, guess what? I was so far behind on orders that required such different amounts of involvement from me, like in the manufacturing process to get them out, that because normally what I do, because I like to do this, it makes me feel good, is I like to get them all out, bam, clear it to 0, and then it starts fresh, and then a couple days clear it to 0. Well, guess what? I had enough things going on or needed to be printed or didn't have power or whatever, that I never actually got to clear those orders. And so I knew that I needed to, because it makes me feel better, clear those orders. And so I did. I did clear those orders. And because my business has been busier than it's been in a year, it's very motivating and it's a very creative thing. And so I have all these ideas in my head for things that I want to do. I came up with this new cool way to do it. And I need to get the time to put the effort in to do the design, to try the thing, to see if it'll work so I can see if I can sell it. Right? So starting one, I went through my schedule and I have lots of work blocks on my day, but not a one of them was devoted to this, because since I have been filming this and doing this channel, this is the busiest my business has been. So I realized that I need to find a new way to balance that and this, because I haven't had to do both in this capacity to this point. So I took a work block and I devoted it specifically to my other business to allow me to pour those ideas and those creative things into that. And I made a list of all of those ideas and what they are. Okay. So if you're following, we are up to get to sleep, and then figure out what all is floating around that is not actually your business and mark it off your list, because it comes back to that. Not everything needs to get done right now. Not everything needs to be done by me. And those are those things. That is absolutely true. So but I have this energy that I want to be pouring into my business, this thing that I want to direct there, and it hasn't been happening. And that can be so frustrating. So ensuring that I've dedicated a chunk of time to it just lets it get done. Ditto, I have an embroidery machine that I have had for years and years, and I do not fully understand how to use it, but I want to, and it sits there, and I want to know if it's something I should sell and get rid of and just move on, but it's something that I personally want to know how to do. So something I did this week is I quit watching just any old video on YouTube, and I started watching embroidery tutorials, because I like to learn things. It really is an aspect of relief for me. So if you're feeling like this, learn something. It just really gives me a great sense of pride. And whether that is reading a book or watching a YouTube video on how to do something, or, taking a class, doing a skill, it really is wonderful to kind of lose yourself in that pursuit of knowledge. It's a really great thing. And I know that has really fueled me positively this past week, is that I was investing energy in myself. Something else, guys, that just really makes me very happy. My laundry room, kitchen, dining room are on the far side of the house, and they have doors and they wall off from everything else. My entire house. So my cleaning schedule went out the window like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I have yet to really get back into it well, which I need to do. And that's gonna be my focus for next week, because it helps keep things under control. But when my house looks like an entire village of squatters has moved into a dilapidated rundown hotel, and there's blankets everywhere, and there's takeout containers everywhere, flashlights everywhere, and it is absolute insanity, and we're huddling together for warmth in the dark, cleaning doesn't matter all that much, guys. It just doesn't. It just does not. No, it does not. But in an effort of recovery, and because it's one of the many things that is gnawing on the side of my brain, telling me that it needs to get done, I took my dining room and my kitchen. I cleaned the whole thing because I can close it off from the rest of the house. I can stand in that room and feel very happy that that space is clean. Not gonna worry about the rest of the house yet. But I can stand in that spot, and every counter is clean and wiped clean, and it's white and gleaming and gorgeous. And I can stand there, and that spot is clean. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, especially because cleaning for whatever reason is always on women's plates and always nagging at us that we are not doing enough or good enough or clean enough or whatever enough. So if you're doing that, pick one spot. Like I said, mine has doors. I can close them and not look at the rest. Pick one spot, clean it. Clean it, just clean the heck out of it. But you know what that does? It leads you to clean the next thing, or the next thing, or the next thing, or you just appreciate the one, and that is good enough too. Absolutely good enough. I cleaned my kitchen, so clean, proud of myself, it's clean, I feel good about it. We'll try again next week, guys. Good enough. Something else that's been eating at me this week was schoolwork, because last week was a bit of a dud, guys. Again, we didn't have power. It was snowing outside. We did that instead. Getting the kids back into a routine, getting mommy back into a routine, knowing that it needed to be done, knowing now that we're a week behind where I wanted to be, which doesn't actually matter because we freaking homeschool. But it's still right there in the corner. So getting out our clipboards and checking things off as we did them, doing our best to power through just the lessons for today, worrying about just the lessons for today, doing just what needed to be done right now, one page at a time. And I feel good. And I feel like we're back on track. I don't feel like we are floundering in that respect. So clean something, learn something, do one absolute small, tiny piece of something that's driving you nuts. Don't do it all. That's crazy. You can make yourself crazy. Do a little piece. Something that I know also helps me is, and you guys know I'm a cosmetologist, so I put a lot of value in this. Not as much as I probably should. But if you feel like you look good, you feel good. You really do, guys. A good hairstyle, a good blowout. Putting on my eyebrows is a big one for me. Eyebrows and mascara. I look like a totally different person, guys. So jazz yourself up. And I don't know what that is. If you have socks that make you feel like you could rule the world, man, put on those socks. If you have lip gloss that you love, earrings, if you have been wanting to try a fancy braid, I don't care what it is. You jazz yourself up, guys. You're going to jazz yourself up. See what I did there? So that is just what I wanted to share with you guys. Some days are hard. And I feel like we have been in like 3 weeks of this. And I know a lot of people say that February slump and that's hard and yada, yada. One, I've never experienced that. Two, this could be some of that. But this one has just been so hard. But like I said, it's Friday. I feel like I'm driving the bus. Monday was a lot worse. But things are turning around. Things are going to be awesome. I got a call from a plumber a little while ago who gonna come look at my pipe, guys. So fingers crossed that's not the most expensive thing we've ever done. Guys, I hope that you found some of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. I know that I did because I feel a little bit lighter, a little bit better just having spoke it out at you. But like I said, I decided we're friends. So, you know, hopefully you're complicit in that relationship. Maybe not. I know that a lot of you out there really feel me. Share down below. What is that like weird, quirky thing that you do that when you do, you feel like you feel better. Vitamins. I got back on my vitamins, man. B vitamins will cure the world. Seriously. Things, right? Little things you need to do to get it done. Oh, if anybody's wondering, it's peppermint tea. I have been obsessed with it this winter. Peppermint and cinnamon. I don't even actually like those flavors, but here I am. Guys. Thank you. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for having my back as a mom, as a woman, as a business owner, as this crazy lady who talks to you on YouTube. Thanks, guys.